All right, 94.9 The Rock, GTA's Rock Station. It's Bob hanging out with Monster Truck here in the 94.9 The Rock studio. Jeremy and John, thanks for coming in, guys.
Hey, thanks so much.
Yeah.
Evolution.
Yep.
Evolution. The evolution of Monster Truck.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. It's a little bit of a different sound.
It's a little bit of a different sound. It's weird. We put the song out this morning, and we get tons of response from it because there's been people waiting on the new stuff for a long time, and it's going over great. Like the radio stations are reacting crazy, and a lot of fans are going nuts. And then you've always got this small crop of people that scream the loudest that don't.
Yeah, it's the vocal minority, right?
Yeah, and it's they're like the 5% or whatever it is, and they're the loudest whining, complaining group of people ever. And it's we've been a band for 9 years, and we're trying to do something a little different. And it's one song. There's still 10 songs on the record that are they're all kind of different. We got that staple stuff there, and then we tried some new stuff.
Well, I was lucky enough to hear a lot of it at Canadian Music Week this week. You guys premiere, and even you guys introduced it. This is a typical Monster Truck, not typical this is Monster Truck.
See, and that's the thing too is some of my favorite bands, even AC/DC. It's they almost didn't do enough of that. You know what I mean? And I love AC/DC to death. They've got entire records where they're just what is this? This is the same.
This one song end.
Yeah, it's the same 11 songs again. But then there's other records where it's where there's just bangers the whole time.
Yeah.
It's just
the Mutt Lang ones.
Yeah.
Mutt Lang ones are serious. The rest of them are okay.
There's no risks though ever. Maybe Mistress for Christmas, which is maybe one of the worst songs in the history of thing. And I think they know that. But they never really took any chances. And it's there's a healthy way to be in the middle. Where you take some chances, you stick to what works, and that's what we try and do.
And if it doesn't work, you just keep doing what you used to do.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't have to go back to the drawing board because you know what worked before.
Yeah.
So it's almost 10 years. It's 9 years, almost 10 years as a band.
Yeah.
Is this only your third full album?
Yeah.
How is that possible? I feel like you guys have...
I don't know. I think we have problems.
I can answer that because that's not bad. Because at the end of the day, the first year of the band was just spent being a drunken joke in our hometown.
Okay.
Where that was where the band started. That's where we thought we were going to end.
Right.
And then we did an EP, and it did pretty well, got some attention. And then we did the Brown EP.
Yes.
And it was initially a 4-song record or EP, and 2 songs went top 5.
Yeah.
Which we didn't. We were like, what?
How did this happen?
We didn't even know this stuff was going to be for the radio, and then it was a whole new thing we had happen. So that was the first 2.5, 3 years. So there was only since then 6 years of being we're gonna actually release albums.
We can do this for a living.
Yeah. So that's what's happened, and we took a little longer than we wanted each time, but it hasn't gotten mental. We've always stayed within a 2-year arc.
Yeah.
And we weren't as efficient as we wanted to be this time again for the third album in a row, but it hasn't gotten mental, and here we are. The album's going to be coming out in September.
You use the word risk. Do you feel, or take a chance, or do you feel is this a risky album for you guys?
The album overall isn't.
No,
I don't think. The single is a bit of a risk, I guess. It doesn't feel like a risk. It just feels like we have taken a leap of faith.
Yeah.
Where we're going to try and put a little bit more of a modern touch on a couple songs.
Yeah. Well, we wrote this song that doesn't exactly sound like stock Monster Truck. Here's another song that we wrote. It's not. But here's another song that we wrote. It's got nothing to do with. I don't know. It's just another tune.
Well, that's the thing. John, when I met you at Canadian Music Week, and you were talking, it's our name is Monster Truck.
Yeah.
You can't take us too seriously.
Yeah, true.
And I think that's great because you're not being too precious about what you guys do.
No, and at the end of the day, the buck stops with us, and we're not going to put out anything that we don't believe in, and we're not going to put out anything that we don't love. And there's always been this kind of that. At the end of the day, when you're playing it live, you can feel it when you're playing it live, and if it feels right and it feels like you're doing the right thing, and that's where you decide, and it's where it always ends up, and that's how we end up, picking what there's a lot of times there's 5 or 6 songs that don't make the record, and we've got one day there's going to be a box set that's going to be amazing because there's
there's all kinds of hidden tracks.
We actually have another album worth of B-sides right now,
and it it'll come out one day. And honestly, none of them are stinkers. It's like just stuff that we just couldn't find.
Says Jer. A couple of them are stinkers.
There's one song.
Is there a stinker? Is there an AC/DC Christmas song there?
There's a song called Pool Party.
But I'm in the midst of writing that AC/DC Christmas song.
Yeah. Do you know the song "Mistress for Christmas"?
No, it's terrible.
Oh my God! Have you heard this? Do you know? You probably can't pull it out of the top of your
I
head.
don't think I know.
Go listen to it. It's called Mistress for Christmas. It's
amazing.
It's so cringe. It's like the most cringeworthy song ever. It's on a legit It's not like on a Christmas single. It's like on an album. I can't even remember which. I think it's the album that has Thunderstruck on it.
Okay. It's 90 then, right? So yeah.
Mistress for Christmas. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how they let
Yeah, Razor's Edge had Thunderstruck on it, didn't it?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
And it also has Mistress for Christmas.
You gotta be kidding me.
I would say you said you used to go out and you play them live. Like I think that's the best the version of Monster Truck is Monster Truck Live.
Yeah.
Right. and is there a tour coming? Like
there's a tour coming in Canada next year.
Yeah, next year. Oh wow, eh? Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, the record's not coming out till fall. We got a record book or a tour booked in November and December in Europe and the UK, which is like slowly becoming another. It's as big of a market for us now as Canada.
Which is amazing.
Yes. And yeah, we want to make sure we get everything set up properly. We're going to try and do something a little special with the Canadian tour, so it's going to take us some time to set that up. But once it's in, you guys will be the first to know.
That's great. I would love to know. The guys in Glorious Sons, if you know them at all, yep. Brett and so they just got the opening gig for the Rolling Stones, and I saw Brett on his Twitter. It was like, "This is it. This is that moment." You know, like, was there a moment for Monster Truck that you guys were like, either whether it was where you knew like it wasn't just in your basement messing around drunkenly? Do you have that moment?
There's two. I've got two moments where I was like almost fell out of my chair. One was a Slash interview where he listed his top 3 favorite bands to tour with.
Amazing.
It was AC/DC,
Aerosmith,
and Monster Truck.
That's pretty good company.
I was like,
get out of here.
I was like,
we got a tour coming up. I know that trick.
Yeah, and I was like, did someone edit this together? Like, is there some
amazing.
CGI going on here? Like,
yeah.
It's just crazy. And then the other time was when Don Cherry gave us a shout out on Hockey Night in Canada. And that was after we had the intro for Hockey Night in Canada the week earlier. And
right.
I guess he just flipped out. He thought it was the best. And yeah, and then he went on one of his like big diatribes on Hockey Night in
good
Canada. Canadian
boys.
Yeah, he stopped
Hamilton,
the show.
Ontario.
He did one of those like was famous like stop the show. I've got to say this.
Yeah.
I don't care how much time is left. Last week, and I was just like, and I didn't know that was gonna happen. I was watching live.
Oh wow!
I was just sitting like I do every week, watching Hockey Night in Canada Saturday night, just watching it, and I was just like. I freaked out. I was almost in tears.
Sure, of course.
Like I was making dinner and I was just
That's
like,
cool.
John, you got get a moment for you? Like you were like, this is it. I can't believe this happened.
There's a lot, man.
Yeah,
done a lot of stuff. It's just like, I don't know. I try to take everything in. I don't think there's ever a point. Maybe I'm just hard to satisfy, but I don't think there's been a point yet where I've been like, I made it. I think I'm just want to just get better.
Curiosity went gold.
That was great.
Yeah.
We got the gold plaques right before the show at the Phoenix last week.
Right, that's right. Yeah, last couple weeks ago at the end of CMW. It was a great show with Crownlands, local guys here. It was great.
Yeah,
that's right.
They're from here.
They're from out in Durham. They're from Oshawa.
Okay, there you go. I thought they were out St. Catharines.
No, they're Oshawa. They're great. They're unbelievable. The two. That was a great show, by the way. Do you guys got time to play a little game?
Sure.
All right, cool. So I want to play Truck It or Chuck It.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to show you some pictures, and you tell me if you truck it or chuck it.
Okay.
I wanted to say it, but I can't because it's radio. Okay. So I have to cut that out. Josh, do that, please. All right. So what I did is I went on your Twitter account and your, saw just some things that are you're commenting on. I don't know which of you oversees the social media. Both of you both? Okay.
And we also have very differing opinions on what gets trucked and what gets chucked.
Okay. Oh, good. Well, we're going to start easy. We're going to start with...
easy.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
truck it.
Yeah, truck it's a good thing, right? You're going to truck pizza
all day. Yeah.
All the pizza forever.
Legalized marijuana.
Well,
I kind of liked it more dangerously.
I liked the danger of it. I liked it until
petty crime. It's dangerous.
Ontario government screwed it right up.
Right.
Like it could have been a great thing,
right.
And then now it's the stupidest idea ever. It's like. Hey,
we have to go to the CBO, the Cannabis Control Board.
Just look at it as business. The whole province is in debt. We have the biggest money-making scheme in the history of money-making schemes. And instead of making it available to be sold by anyone in a retail store and make it billions of dollars in tax money like Colorado did, instead we're going to put 50 stores in a province that could probably handle 1,000
easily.
literally the dumbest thing they could have possibly done. I couldn't be more pissed off about it. So chuck it.
Chuck it.
Like, he doesn't even smoke weed.
I don't even smoke weed. And I just think it's Wynn and Trudeau just took the best idea ever and just screwed it so hard. And so now I just say
He's not into liberals.
I'm just not into our government. I think they're the biggest bunch of idiots that's ever been assembled.
This is why we're playing this game. No, I love it. All right, chuck it or chuck it.
If he was in the country,
chuck it or chuck it. This guy, Drake.
I'm not sure. I like it.
You like it?
I finally understood him the other day.
Yeah, I'd chuck it.
I heard one of his songs. Like,
we got a split. A Monster Truck split on Drake.
Pandering on that God's
plan.
That's just pandering to the absolute.
I know. It was a little painful.
What a great guy giving all his money away. It's like, yeah, that's unless you got a camera in front of you and you're like, look at me giving this money away. It's like, get out of here.
That's what you do when you're a celebrity.
We got a split for Drake. Oh, here we go. An actual monster truck.
They're pretty loud.
Will you truck it or will you chug it?
I'll truck it because I have to.
You have to, yeah.
I can
hurt my ears a little. It's
Grave Digger, by the way. I don't want to go.
It's the loudest thing. I went to it when I was like 5 years old, and I left screaming and crying.
Right, scared the hell out of you.
Yeah, it obviously left a major
impact on me.
Plus, they pollute so much. The whole arena's got like a cloud of.
Could we be more precious? Oh my God, we're the problem.
I am the problem.
What about this guy, Mr. Doug Ford?
I don't need any of that in my life.
The things I want to say about him, I can't say without like being arrested.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's that vitriolic.
Yeah,
so we're chucking. We're chucking
it doesn't even do him justice. I would, because then I can't say what I want to say.
That would be. So you're saying you're threatening death threats. I
didn't say that.
No.
Uttering
death threats.
I didn't say that.
I didn't say that. But I'm thinking that. So okay, we're both. We're both chucking.
Yeah,
Doug Ford.
He looks like Biff from the Back to the Future.
He really does.
He's like a fatter Biff. I feel bad saying that. I shouldn't make fun of his weight. I'm sorry.
Truck it or chuck it. Toronto Argonauts.
Chuck.
Yeah, we're from Hamilton, man.
You're setting us up for people hating us.
I did set you up for that one.
Sorry, Toronto Argonauts.
Johnny Manziel. Johnny Football signed.
Yeah.
Let's see how that goes.
Yeah. Sorry, Hamilton.
It's not hockey.
Hey, man.
I have a hard time caring.
Fair enough. Golf.
Yeah.
Do you guys golf? Yeah.
I don't golf.
We have a tournament coming up. You're more than welcome to join us.
Oh God, I'm not
good. The rest of the guys golf. Stephen
Brandon's actually good. Brandon's brother's a pro golfer.
Oh wow. Yeah. Well, we're actually doing a Craig Venn and Lucky's Invitational in 3 weeks' time. You guys should come.
Maybe
Lake Ridge Links.
Should come. I should come and drink beer and watch.
All right, we're just a couple more left, and then we'll let you guys go. This guy.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on.
Well, I like that guy.
I know.
Right.
I mean, you can't don't put us out.
I like him now.
I'm not asking you to say nothing.
I know, but he's so divisive. It's like if we say that we like him, then everyone hates us. If we say that we hate him, then everyone hates us. That's that kind of band. Literally, everyone is split down the middle of it. Anyways, we're gonna truck it because.
Do you not feel though that maybe it's a little done? Like that's done. The Nickelback hatred. I think it's done. I think it's old now.
I think it's old in the fact that like. There's so many it's like say you don't like Nickelback, that's fine. Say you do like Nickelback, that's fine. But if you don't like Nickelback and you're still beating the I hate Nickelback drum, like, you're so unoriginal and so tired. It's like there's so many other things that are worse than Nickelback, like Doug Ford.
Yeah,
like
hate Doug Ford.
All your energy on Nickelback and just put it on Doug Ford, or like one of the other million more important things in the world than being like, I don't like that band.
But like, look at this though. This is Chad a lot younger than he is now.
Yeah,
he looks better now than he did back then.
That's true. His
skin is beautiful. He's got a lot of money. I mean, come on. He
can moisturize better than anybody else.
You're just like, you know what? I'm gonna fix all this.
Moisturize. Someone needs to show me.
Well, we'll get it next time you guys come in. We'll get an esthetician in.
Yeah,
his hair's terrible.
Just like a giant oil drum of moisturizing. You guys can just dunk me in.
That's fun too. Anything. We're looking for digital content, guys. Anything really. All right. Speaking of digital content, Twitter.
Twitter, it's necessary. I
like stand-up comedians, so I like Twitter.
Okay,
because that's like I feel like Twitter is like designed perfectly for stand-up comedians and politicians. Even though politicians, I hate all of them. I love stand-up comedians, and Twitter is a great platform for them.
That's cool. Yeah, unnecessary evil, I believe, is what you just said, eh, John?
I'm not about it.
No,
again,
it's just exhausting. Like we're really gonna let world leaders talk about policy on this thing.
I can't believe they're allowed to, I can't even believe anyone's
any leader is allowed to actually give things out.
Yeah, I go on there. I'm like, we got a new single coming out, and Donald Trump's like, I might North Korea.
Yeah,
it's like what? No, it's for the new single thing, not
on
the same platform.
On the same platform. You know what I did like? Though, you may not know this, but apparently Twitter made it. It's like there's been like some court case that now has made it illegal for him to block people.
Yeah, that I went all the way to the Supreme Court. The president of the United States is not allowed to block people.
Because he's speaking.
Because he's the leader of the country.
He's speaking for the whole country. So
why would he be able to block?
He was blocking people. Now he's not.
Yeah, because literally last time I looked at one of his tweets, there was not a single nice thing.
No.
Like usually there's one person like MAGA, but like the whole thing was like just like you're an idiot. You're also an idiot.
Yep.
And it just went all the way down. I'm like,
came here to say this.
I'm like, dude, that's got to be like
that is Twitter.
Poor guy.
That is Twitter. Yeah.
So
poor guy in the most, not give a
and
crap
we'll end
way.
with a softball.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, they're your Hamilton Bulldogs.
Yeah.
I saw you guys were doing some stuff with the team all the time at Cops.
I would be there. I'd be in the dressing room if I could.
Oh, yeah?
If I could be in the dressing room being like, let's get out there and kick some ass. Like
would you guys like to be playing enforcer?
Anything
Like
they want me to do, man. They're boys,
great.
and they won the OHL championship.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
And just lovely job by the boys at the Bulldogs.
Monster Truck. The new single is Evolution.
Yes.
The album, does it have a title yet?
Are we on live? We're live. It does, but
Okay,
it'll be announced like 5 seconds after we finish this.
Okay, we're not allowed to announce it. All right, so out in the fall.
Out in the fall.
John, Jeremy, thanks for coming in, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks.